Hey everybody, what are the 5 big mistakes that can destroy your patent rights? Hey everybody, I'm JD Houvener, owner, founder, and patent attorney here at Bold Patents Law Firm. And I'm going to take some time with you here today to walk you through these 5 huge mistakes that I've seen inventors make in my time doing this for almost 15 years now. And we'll go through each one, unpack them, make sure you do not make any of these mistakes, okay? So check out the timestamps below, fast forward if you need to, but I encourage you to watch the whole video because you might learn a thing or two, and make sure to avoid one or more of these big mistakes. So I've got a whole video on this topic about public disclosure, but this is mistake number 1. Public disclosure too early. Okay, without a doubt, I want to be crystal clear with this. If you publicly disclose, that means share your invention publicly, posting it online, putting it on a website, taking it to a trade show, offering it for sale, or selling your product more than a year, it will be invalid. You will destroy the ability for you to file a patent on it. The policy reason here is the government, the federal government, in fact, US Constitution gives you the ability to get a monopoly, a limited monopoly, to be the only one to make, use, and sell your invention, but you have to share your invention. You have to tell the world, tell the country what it is you come up with, and teach us all a thing or two about your invention. But if you keep it, if you hold it as a secret, or you try to go to market and make money before telling the government, before telling the country, you're going to get penalized, meaning you won't be able to get a patent on it at all. Get a hold of us if you have any questions about this in terms of, well, it was partially released, I did a YouTube video, or I posted a social media message a year and a half ago. We can help determine whether it was a full disclosure. In some cases, it's possible to still kind of pick up the pieces and file on what was not publicly disclosed. But do not make that mistake. Make sure you file before you publish. Mistake number 2, kind of the opposite, is filing too late. Filing too late and waiting for your invention to be perfect. This is a huge one. I talk to a lot of inventors, garage inventors, everyday inventors that are tinkering on their invention, building prototypes, and then get caught up in this analysis paralysis. Oh, it's almost done. It's almost ready. Let me just do a few more things to it, tweak it, and then I'll file. Well, the longer you wait, the longer you tweak, and let me just tell you, you'll always want to tweak and adjust your invention. It will never be perfect. Someone else, just like you, budding entrepreneur, inventor, might beat you to the patent office, and you'll be too late. Because it's not, in the end, about who invented it first. The US rights, the government rights, give you the right to patent it if you filed it first, if you took initiative, shared your invention with the world, and in turn get that reciprocation. So don't wait too long. Know that it is a race to file, and you should move expeditiously to file your patent application, at least filing a provisional before it's too late. All right, mistake number 3, filing too early. Now, this is an interesting one for those that are maybe overconfident about their invention and they haven't even built out or worked through their mind about a full conceptual invention. They're still in the idea phase and haven't quite fleshed it out or thought about all the way how it might work in practical application. This is oftentimes the case where using AI or other support, let's just say, generative AI to support your invention, you may not have actually thought through the technical details. You might have the concept, the idea is great, but it has no real thoughtful, descriptive identification of how the invention will be applied, how someone else could go make and use the invention. And so if you file too early, based on kind of a periphery, high-level type of description, that could be too broad, overly broad, without the specificity needed to later make reference to that application. This can happen a lot of times where an inventor files pro se, meaning they file on their own. Mistake number 3 here is when you file too early and you don't actually have a working invention described. You've kind of just covered high level, and unfortunately, that's likely not novel and not non-obvious. So get with an attorney, make sure it's written well, and you don't file an incomplete invention too early. Okay, mistake number 4, a weak or a DIY patent draft. This is kind of similar, but we're not talking about timing here. We're just talking about an inventor who believes they can do it, and they can. You can learn patent law. You can learn the ins and outs and spend a lot of time and money learning to become, a marginal, a sort of okay patent drafter. Now, should you be putting your efforts toward, I'm talking months or a year even, getting to that level of expertise? Or should you maybe be leaning more toward refining your invention, building a business plan and commercialization strategy? If you pick door number 2, you're right. The inventor should be working on the invention. You're an inventor. That's where your strengths are. Why would you go spend a lot of time and money and effort learning a new profession, trying to come up to speed and being not even as good as an average patent drafter? So bottom line, rely on professionals to do that job. Rely on professionals to do the good quality search, drafting a solid patent application, and so you don't end up getting an awful rejection or having wasted money and time of yourself or any investors you might be bringing with you. Don't make mistake number 4. File a bold patent application. All right, mistake number 5, no clear commercialization strategy. This is huge. It is so unfortunate that so many patents get granted and they end up just being paper, meaning they don't make any money. Inventors have spent years toiling with their attorneys, the examiners, going back and forth and spending tens of thousands of dollars getting the patent granted with no plan to make money. They hope that money will just flow to them once the patent is granted, and there is no such flow. You, the inventor, have to go make it happen, both through productive, meaning you have to go out and be proactive in seeking a product, pushing a product to market, or reactive in terms of looking at the market and seeing if there is any infringement. You have to act as your own police. The USPTO will not look for infringement for you. That's up to you. So a commercialization strategy could be aggressive, meaning you're growing a company, you're selling products, you're launching a brand. The other way could be you simply monitor, look for infringement or licensing opportunities. But either way, you've got to have a plan and a way to get there. And it will take time and money and effort to make money with your patent. Know that it will not happen automatically. All right, these 5 big mistakes can blow up your whole point of getting a patent. So don't fall victim to either one of these 5 mistakes. Get hold of us, book a free discovery call below, and let us know what you're worried about. Let us know how to help, because we're here for the everyday inventor and all of you. Wishing you guys a great day today. Go big, go bold.